Good afternoon. I realize we're just before lunch, but hopefully I can whet your appetite a little bit more with the story here. We're talking about a gold project in southeastern Arizona. It's a very compelling opportunity, we believe, to look forward to a mine being developed in this area. As Eric mentioned, we've also got the opportunity beyond the existing resource to expand beyond that, and there's several square kilometers of opportunities of historical areas that the surface has been scratched, but there's much more work to be done. So please read your forward statement. GMV is a highly experienced technical team with a management team on top of that that has the vision of bringing the Mexican Hat Gold Project into production. We expect to be one of the leading gold development companies in this part of the world and take the project beyond where it is now to the production stage. We have 100% interest in the Mexican Hat project. We already have over 1/2 million ounces of gold at a 0.7 grams average grade using a 0.2 cutoff. We have the objective of at least doubling this in the near term by step-out drilling. We've got a project area of about 2,300 acres, converting that to kilometers, about 10 square kilometers. And this is an area which we have an open in all directions ore body. We believe we can expand, as I mentioned, from the existing ore body, stepping out drilling and going into new areas as well. One of the compelling aspects of the share story is that it's a very tight share structure. They've done the rollbacks. Several financings over the last year have put us in an enviable treasury position in respect to the scale of our program. We've got about $4 million in the bank now. We see we've got about 31 million shares outstanding, just over 40 million fully diluted. If you want to look at the share chart, we've had sort of a range of 7 cents to 70 cents over the last year, which is not abnormal for people in our space. But as we started to get news flow and the overall gold market improved earlier in the year, it was really the trigger of getting the Hard Rock analyst on board and some other support in the market that started the stock moving up where we are allowed to do financings at a higher price. So we are working in an area of Cochise County, which has got a lot of advantages in terms of this becoming a mine. We've got great infrastructure, road access, electrical power, water would be supplied by groundwater. Arizona itself is a very mining-friendly jurisdiction with over 40,000 jobs in the state related to mining and a $4.3 billion contribution to the state's economy. So we do not expect this would be a very difficult jurisdiction to get permitted in. We are not close to any population centers, low population density. The other sorts of economic activities in the area would include some small-scale farming, pepper growing. There's some vineyards not too far away, but again, not so close that we're going to be disrupting anyone else's economic activity. So we think this is one of the most favorable investment destinations in mining in the world, and we expect that permitting should be a fairly straight path. Looking at the project in a bit more detail, of the 531,000 ounces of gold, 0.7 average grade. As Eric was mentioning, that would be a low grade depending on the metallurgy, but we've had very good metallurgical results. Preliminary studies on bottle roll testing and column testing have given recoveries of 88 to 96%. We recently extracted a 20-ton bulk sample of representative ore, and we are doing a run-of-mine column leach test now with about 7.5 tons. That test is ongoing, so we expect to be starting to report results on that within the next couple of months. And this will, again, really nail down the feasibility of taking this thing forward to becoming a mine. While we have not done any drilling yet ourselves, we have the results of Placer Dome's drilling from the past. We've got about the data from about 180 drill holes. About 85% of that is from Placer. We've got their drill core. Some of the other drilling was by Oracle and Santa Fe. That was reverse circulation drilling. So that data has not formed part of our resource. So we believe that by stepping out towards the Santa Fe and Oracle holes, that we will be indeed increasing our resource in the coming months. A little bit on the geology and mineralization. There's a couple of key takeaways here. This is an oxide ore. Oxide rocks is oxidized down to at least 200 meters as demonstrated by the past drilling. It's an area which is highly fractured, which has allowed the gold to come up, and it's also in the nature of free gold, so very easily liberated in a heap leach process. I would also say that there's a lot of heap leach operations in Arizona, and that should not be a problem for permitting. If you want more detail on the geology, please come by the booth. So where we are in the development of this project, we've got metallurgical bulk sampling ongoing. The geochemical and geophysical surveys are also ongoing, and that will help us define the drill targets going forward. We are waiting for permits to start the drill program, which we expect to get in the coming weeks, and hopefully drilling this fall with an opportunity to do an updated resource calculation early in the new year. We'd also be commencing an environmental assessment process early in the new year, and hopefully by the middle of next year have a preliminary economic assessment, which will really demonstrate that this thing is beginning to look like a mine. And later in 2017 to follow a mine plan of operations. So it's a very short timeline from going from an inferred resource to a mine, but we believe this is achievable. The project has got many favorable aspects, including a low stripping ratio, in addition to the excellent infrastructure in metallurgy. A little bit of the background of the people that are involved with the company. Ian Klassen was the founder of the company in 2009. He's been involved in many different mining projects, knows gold development very well. Michel Pilon, the CFO, has also been involved since the founding of the company. One of the key players has been Dave Webb, Dr. Webb, who is our qualified person, wrote the 43101, independent geologist, and he's guiding our field program, so with a lot of strength on the technical side. I've got over 40 years background in mining, mining finance, engineering, banking, and exploration management. I've been associated with the company for about 1.5 years, and I'm very excited about it. On the board of directors, we have 2 Americans and 2 Canadians. This will help us both in terms of the regulatory affairs on running the public company, but also in terms of the permitting and getting the right financial players in the U.S. On our advisory board, we have 2 very strong individuals associated with mining and permitting. Roger Newell was in the early days with Newmont, associated with the Carlin Trend, and Fred Brost, who's in Arizona, has got a couple of projects permitted within Arizona. So we've got tremendous bench strength there as we move this forward towards production. To make this a compelling opportunity, I guess you have to look at 3 kinds of upside in the project. There's the upside of us improving the ounces. There's the upside of us hitting our development milestones, and as we saw from the all-star charts, I guess there's the gold price scenario where it's been a bit of retrenchment, and it's a time to hopefully get in a preferred share price. We've settled back a bit towards 50 cents. We were at 70 cents, and we think there's a lot of upside as we hit our milestones going forward. The discovery potential is strong across the property, not just immediately contiguous to the existing resource. And we see that as we move towards production, we're going to continue to prove up the metallurgical potential. We have got a low strip ratio, 1.5 to 1, it's very easy mining right at surface. And the regulatory approvals in the state, this is one of the most favored investment and development operations for mining in the U.S. Leave you with a couple of statistics. We've got $4 million in the bank, more than enough to carry on the programs that we have intended and give us a strong cushion as well. And right now, with our market cap and the current ounces in resource, we're trading for about $25 US per ounce in the ground. So we think on a $12.57 gold price, that still is a very good margin and gives you all kinds of upside if you join the party now. So please visit me at the booth, and let's do lunch.